And what am I doing? I'm driving because I feel like I'm driving all of the time. I'm going to get back to where I can do some seated. Although I know that I have them, so I know that I'm being dramatic, but I feel like the majority of our time together is in the car. But y'all, wait a minute. Hold up, stop, wait a minute. Before we get started, you know what to do. Stop the press the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're always notified when I upload a new video, and then grab your coffee and grab your word, and let's get started. Okay, so now I can have the conversation with you. So today we are doing tea, which I have already drunk the majority of it because listen here, it has been that type of day. So this is an iced matcha latte. I have whole milk in it. Y'all know I'm not really a big whole milk person, but I do like whole milk in my matcha, so that's cool. I also really like oat milk a lot more, so I probably should have done that. I didn't even think of that though, because again, it has been one of those days. And it has 2 pumps of vanilla. So I got it from Starbucks. It's really good. Matcha latte, whole milk, 2 pumps of vanilla, light ice. Boom. That's what we're drinking. And now that we have that out of the way, we're going to talk about the word. Because I'm on the way to get the kids. Because we're having to do multiple things at one time. Okay? Multiple things at one time. We have a lot going on this week. We are officially in Hey Pretty month. So I am ripping and running, but I'm super excited about it. I'm excited about all the things that we did in April, but I'm really excited about what's going to happen this month. It's a lot happening. And I felt like this scripture was really, really good to kind of touch on some of the thoughts that I've been having as I kind of prepare for this month and prepare for all the things that I personally have going on, but just also what I'm doing with you all, right? So like the Hey Pretty Day, the Hey Pretty book, like a lot of those things are happening. But just personally too, like my evolution, am I embracing that evolution? So I want to do Hebrews 10, and we're gonna do the NLT version. Hebrews 10, the NLT version, verses 24 and 25. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. So there's a lot to unpack in those 2 verses. And I want to start with obviously verse 24. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And again, when I'm thinking about May and everything that I have going on, and I'm thinking about the Hey Pretty book and Hey Pretty Day date and all those things, and like, am I really doing what I'm called to do? Which is to, 1, share the good commission. Which is the word, right? Like sharing about the love of Christ, but also motivating people to also love, to also do good works, to also do all of the things that may not necessarily be natural, but it is edifying, right? And for some it is natural. So, you know, I'm not saying that people are bad. I'm just saying that sometimes we forget to love on others and we forget to do the good works because we're too caught up doing work, right? We're too caught up figuring out how to level up, make more money, to elevate, but we forget the good works. We forget doing the service to others. And we talked about that a little bit in one of our past episodes about serving one another and how that's a part of our duty, our reasonable service, right? And I thought about how with my book that's coming out, it really does focus on learning how to prioritize yourself and loving yourself so that you can fully love others and you can be motivated to motivate others to do the work to build the community that you want to be in, right? Because you've done the work of loving yourself and making yourself a good citizen of that community. Someone who's not draining, not someone who's taking things away, but someone who's building, putting things back, sowing seeds, because you have something good to sow because you cultivated it within you first. And so I thought about that and I was like, Lord, like this is a big thing. Does everything I do point back to loving one another and doing good works? So that's something you should think about for yourself. And again, this is something that I'm thinking about this month with everything that I have coming out. Like, what's the focus? Is it him? Is it what he wants me to be doing? Or is it me and what I want to be doing? And then it says, let us not neglect our meeting together, but encourage one another, especially now, because his time is drawing near. And it was good because a lot of times when we hear that scripture, we talk about church, like traditional church. And yes, it absolutely pertains to that. Y'all need to be in somebody's church. and be clear. Yes, online church is great, but if you can be physically in a space, I promise you, the experience is different. What you receive is different. And of course, you can receive good word, good fellowship via online. I'm not knocking online. We have online church, but if you can make it into the house from time to time, make it into the house, because the word says don't neglect coming together. And there's a reason for that, because it's a sense of community. It's a sense of building. It's a sense of you're getting the exact same word as your brother, so you know what you're building together, right? There's nothing lost in translation. And that's important. But then I thought about it too. I was like, it's not just church though. Are you coming together with the people that are also like-minded disciples that will encourage you in your growth and evolution and pursuit of Christ? Are you in community? Are you building with them? Like, that's the part for me, right? And I was like, because, you know, again, like we hear it a lot for church, but do you hear it for your everyday life? Do you hear making community a part of your priorities, right? And good godly community. And I love it because, again, as we're headed into the end of this month, and I'm thinking about the Hey Pretty Day, I cannot wait to see all of the women who have registered and who are ready to really embrace this idea of prioritizing their mental, spiritual, and physical health, because they understand that if they don't prioritize themselves and being healthier versions of themselves, they cannot build healthy communities. They cannot have healthy relationships. They cannot create sustainable legacies. But it starts with you. It starts with you and really pushing for the community that you want to see by doing the work of being one of those people within it. And here I am parking. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. So I think that that's something to consider and something I really wanted to share with you. So Hebrews 10, 24, 25, the NLT version. I'm excited about it. I hope that it was good for you. I was talking fast because I had to get to the kids.
I hurt my pinky, Mom.
Oh no, he hurt his pinky.
Yeah, well.
Oh, well. Uh-oh. Okay, so time for me to go be a mom. I'm gonna log off, but make sure, okay baby, make sure you get your pretty good caffeine, because it may not be coffee, pretty good caffeine, and get your word. Make it a great week, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Oh, I have a special guest coming this month. I'm excited for her to drop. All right, love you guys. Bye.